Although there are many process methodologies for Six Sigma, the most common is DMAIC. DMAIC stands for Define, Measure, Analyze, Improve, and Control. It is primarily used in manufacturing, service, and transactional settings. Under each phase, there are a series of essential steps required. In the Define phase, project goals are set and boundaries established to align with the aims of the organization. The Measure phase establishes our baseline and attempts to localize the vital few X's that are the prime drivers behind the problems we seek to address in our project. Using the findings in the Measure phase, conjectures are formulated of root causes. We can confirm these theories through the collection of data to further localize and understand the sources of the problem. It is very important that we confirm that our process is functioning as it should prior to analyzing the problem. Otherwise, any results we glean could be invalid. Now that we have ascertained the sources of the problem, we are ready to develop and implement as well as evaluate solutions targeted at our verified cause. Our aim here is to demonstrate a positive change to the current state of the process through our adjustments. The improve phase is really meant as a pilot of the proposed change. To ensure long-term effective change on a larger scale, mechanisms must be put into place to ensure the problem stays fixed long after the team has been repurposed. We also wish to leave open the possibility for future improvement and adoption of best practices in other areas of the business with similar problems. Our costs associated with quality consist not only of the cost to attain a level of quality, but also to sustain that level. As time goes by, we must also be mindful of the cost of poor quality. These can consist of costs associated with customer dissatisfaction and decreased customer loyalty. Any cost thought to be excessive is called a cost of quality. Internal and external failures are best known as costs of poor quality, whereas appraisal and prevention are seen as costs to achieve quality. Internal failure costs are defined by our failure to meet customer needs, scrap, rework, etc., and/or costs of insufficient processes. External failure costs are defined by our failure to meet customer requirements and needs. These are warranty charges, allowances, and can also be quantified in terms of lost opportunity for sales revenue. Appraisal costs are incurred to determine the degree of conformance to quality requirements. Some examples of these are incoming inspection, final inspection, and quality audits. Prevention costs are incurred to keep failure and appraisal costs to a minimum. Some examples include quality planning, design reviews, and training. Prevention costs are important because they entail small investment costs relative to a higher cost of poor quality. When estimating cost of poor quality, consider this process. First, identify opportunities for cost reduction. These should be traceable to a specific actionable cause. A Pareto analysis can be useful. Next, quantify the size of the quality problem. Sometimes it can be much higher than thought. Put in terms of a measure important to the organization, such as sales. It also helps to reveal known and unknown problems. Look for opportunities to reduce customer dissatisfaction. Examples can be warranty charges, claims, downtime, and other disruptions. Next, evaluate the progress of the quality improvement activities. Finally, roll these findings into a strategic quality plan. Regarding cost of poor quality, keep these important points in mind. First, the largest cost of poor quality occurs after the product has shipped. Focus first on quality issues earliest in the process for managing internal quality cost. External failure costs are much larger than internal failure costs, but internal failure costs are far more easy to identify, quantify, and correct. For quality improvement projects, start with internal failure costs attributable to specific activities and operations. Be careful when conducting a cost of poor quality analysis. There are many pitfalls to watch for. We must have relevant accounting experts validate cost of poor quality before presenting to management. Realize that most accounting systems do not accurately reflect the effect of cost of poor quality on operating costs. For every real dollar reduction in cost of poor quality, profit is increased by the same amount. Finally, cost of poor quality is not directly proportional to production volume. Remember, long-term, control charts of cost of poor quality must reflect production volume. Cost of poor quality drastically increases as the product progressively moves toward the customer. Cost of poor quality in one operation may be highly leveraged in another operation. In other words, a reduction in cost of poor quality in one operation could lead to an increase somewhere else. Cost reduction projects frequently result in customer dissatisfaction and defections. As pointed out before, these costs are just shifted elsewhere. Other consequences include decreased product reliability and product lifetime. Other times, cost of poor quality can lead to increased cost of use and rework. A managed quality tracking system is necessary for assessment of the true cost savings. Use the Pareto principle with the quality tracking system to identify the greatest contributors. Six Sigma projects should always focus on things that are of high importance to the organization. That is what makes it strategic. Internally, it requires support from high-level management. Six Sigma also emphasizes planning the project and quantifying the results. Metrics are essential in tracking the impact of the project and health of the process you are measuring. Another key concept is the existence of highly skilled process improvement experts. Six Sigma projects are grounded in quantifiable metrics. These metrics typically manifest themselves through any number of key organizational drivers. Regardless of the source, a gap in how we satisfy the customer, meet quality expectations, or attain performance goals exists and must be remedied.